Welcome back to Nap Valley Farms. This is David. Want to give you an update on what's going on in the garden. Here we are in spring. April's almost done. And what we're trying to do is recover all of the big weed pressure from the garden. You can see here we've got a wheelbarrow full of the collected great big weeds that grew at the end of the last season. And what we've been trying to do is rake up the beds and collect the wood chips so that we can start. If we walk over this way a little bit, you can see that there's pathways that are covered in wood chips and black plastic tarps covering the beds that we're going to grow in. The beds that are covered in black plastic, the whole reason we're doing that is it warms up the soil and it creates an environment where all the weed seeds are going to germinate, but then they can't get any sunlight, so they'll die off under there and we'll be ready to plant earlier. So that's what we're doing on our farm. You notice also here, this is kind of weird, some deep depressions in the bed. That's where we had potatoes growing. Well, unfortunately we got some groundhogs in there last year and they dug it out and we're looking to eat our potatoes. But we'll fill it back in, we'll get it all leveled out, and we'll have a new bed ready for next year.
Ready, set.
Alright, so what I wanted to talk about now is managing your beds. We have all of these different places where we grow, and we have pathways. It's a little hard to tell right now, but like right here, even though there's a bunch of weeds, there's a bunch of wood chips too. And what we're trying to do is get the weeds out of here, recreate the paths, and look at what's growing in the other beds. So it's 2020, springtime, deep into April, and we have two things: weeds like prickers and plants like these garlic. So these garlic were not planted this year, these were in last year. So we're going to try to get the weeds away from the garlic so that it can grow, and collect all of these weeds so that the soil is not feeding the weeds. The soil will be feeding the plants we want to grow. And all of this weed and old dead plants will become new compost for next year's gardening. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.